Hello, this be a quick thing. As you have maybe have noticed or not have noticed, I've now reached my 100th video, which, as you can probably tell, I have covered a lot of diverse dynamics. Because of this, though, I have changed some things here and there just for the optics of things. And I will cover that in 2 seconds. As you can see from this, I have changed some things, basically separating things into topics in more direct manners. So stuff relating to topics such as that China discussion, which includes the deep dive into claims of Christian persecution, as well as some other meme videos I did about China in there. These are all in separate playlists. Church of Mighty God ones, this is stuff dedicated to debunking and addressing the cult of the Church of Almighty God. This one's quite obvious. This one's obvious again, and yep, as you can see here, then yeah. Of course, going to videos itself, you can still access everything as per in the full list, including some of the older stuff itself. And we'll get some extra fine tuning in this quickly beforehand anyway. For example, let's just go over some basic stuff. Sorry about that. Let's go over some basic analysis of how things are currently. Just for context, I'm going to my studios here. This spot. Fairly consistent across the board. In the grand scheme of things. I will still point to a video in 2 seconds, though, that is still quite relevant in the grand scheme of things, because as I said in the video I'll link within this video itself, I have no social media influence myself, and if you want to support. But this video is not going to be about that itself, but rather I want to cover stuff about what I learnt in doing this, my progress, and some other stuff in between. Oh, and as you can see here, I have gotten semi-consistency going on here, analytics wise. As you see, analytics wise, it's up and down, whatever. So yeah, as you can see, it's all a case in point of up and down dynamics going on here. And that is where the video I'll now link you to, I'll just go into the video section. Oh yeah, for clarity, you definitely should watch this one. This one was a fascinating case study. Absolutely watch that one. Here you go, this video here. This video here you should watch for full entire clarity of the actual reality of the channel, as well, where in this I go over some analytics, statistics, and so on to highlight the dynamics I am working with. And that is some context to this. This is gonna be end of this subsection of the video, and the rest will be talking about my path so far to now, and what I have learnt and where I have came from. Then it raises the question of Where have I came from and what have I learned? Because this is an important factor to this channel. Because I never had this channel with the intention of popularity or following trends itself. If I did at any point hit a trend or something trendy itself, that is a simple coincidence. That was never really intentional. In some cases, for example, the Richard Dawkins one, that was a case in which I generally did find the Richard Dawkins one just generally quite interesting to listen to. I started this channel not knowing how editing works at all in my old laptop, which I still own, to be clear, but my old laptop is now relegated to my purely university laptop. And that's for one simple reason, and that is simply due to the fact that that laptop has a much inferior system to it. It has much less storage, much less performance ability, and much less everything else. It would have been impossible for me to actually do anything higher quality under that one. That's why if you saw the earlier ones in the list, the sound quality as well as the general quality as a whole was much worse, and that's why as you go on there's an evolution of stylization, because change of laptops, change of situations, therefore I could do some more adaptation and do some more changes here and there. I always had the principle of this in this channel of cover whatever I wanted to cover when I deem it necessary, or if necessary in the first place. And that's why some of the topics may seem very bizarre at first. For example, talking about dissidents from China, talking about Chinese cults, talking about religious topics and bad apologetics. And that may seem like a stupid and arbitrary topic, but in the grand scheme of things, it's stuff which actually interests me in the grand scale of thinking. It's just a case that if you like that sort of thing and you want to go along with it, that's entirely fine and you can play along with it. It's a case then that if you actually do support me in it now, that's fantastic at the end of the day. I am planning some other stuff aside from Church of Almighty God stuff. I am going to say though, Mike is keen to do another Church of Almighty God film thing because he's super interested in doing another meme watch of another one of their propaganda movies, which I'm completely fine doing because I vetted it already, and it doesn't include any torture, domestic violence, or anything like that, and it should not have any issues with YouTube itself regarding domestic violence or torture exposure. So that's fine. And as for the time frame, next week around Wednesday, I'm planning on doing the recording of that. I normally would have left it 2 weeks, but I can't leave it 2 weeks because I have study to do because I'm a full-time university student and I need to focus on assessments. That's basically that in a nutshell. There's also something else I'm working on which is completely private currently, and it's on my other laptop, which I'm doing a Word document and doing a compilation of facts, figures, and a research into media bias and the implications of it. And that is going to be an interesting dynamic is to cover, because that has a lot of stuff surrounding it which is relevant. I'll next go into the factors of what I have learnt, what I struggle with, and expectations. What I have learnt is that at the end of the day, this being a full-time thing, this isn't possible due to my personality. As you may have noticed, uploads have been very erratic and not consistent. That's primarily due to other factors surrounding just the lack of intent to or desire to do it the majority of the time, and that is simply due to the fact that I am not that out there in many things. I still prefer isolationist tendencies in many regards. Is there other people who have gotten big and from some of the topics I could talk about? Well, yeah, sure, but they have much more intention in having the long game and much more care about cultivating fan bases in a parasocial mentality, whereas I don't. On the other hand, any support is, for me, consequential or just circumstantial to the most part, not really the core intention of my actions. And therefore, as a direct result, because I approach this from a standpoint of not necessarily seeking fame or necessarily to be famous, it's therefore a simple case that I am not going to be one of those people who is going to be trendy and having collabs all the time, because I'm very specific about collabs. I am fine cooperating with Mike and Sam because I know them in real life, and I know what they are like, and I can trust their judgments on things, and know they won't do anything that would compromise anything I stand for. That is just a simple case. I'm actually interested though in this, that what then is your reason for watching me if you do watch me? I'm actually curious. What topics do you like to watch the most ideally? That's what would be an interesting question, I guess, towards you listening in on this. As for struggles, well, standard struggles really. Normal, just disparity of things. And mostly due to being a full-time student, balancing study as well as everything else alongside each other is quite an important factor here, because being a full-time student and trying to get good marks at university itself is my primary goal, and this is frankly my secondary goal. Not even my secondary goal, but it's really a second, third, fourth on my list of importance. It's not even so. As a grand scheme of things, it's not that supremely high up. And there is still some other stuff that I have done, which I can still integrate into some ideals to talk about in videos, which I have not exposed much either, which is from older works, of course. And those are stuff in which are, again, very, very long form stuff, which I have tended to do beforehand, but did not have a motivation to do so. I will probably get around to doing it anyway, because I probably should get over it and just do it, because I do have a tendency to do research projects for fun, and I tend to compile a lot of good information, and it's honestly best if I actually utilize it in some way or form instead of just hoarding it on my laptop. Anyway, that's saying, this will be the end of this update, and comment below why you watch my channel. Thank you very much for listening in today.